Hey y'all, happy Wednesday, end of day for the start of week 11. On Tuesday, we got our weekly overview email, and today we were supposed to have a guest speaker who unfortunately had to reschedule for next week. For what reasons, I don't know, not my business, but that is something to look forward to for next week. And we were supposed to do chapters 2 and 3 tests. It was a bit confusing, a little like a wobbly start to our week, because it was like we didn't go over chapter 3, and some people are like, look, if we don't go over it, I don't want to get tested on it. Can we please go over the chapter, give us a few minutes, and then we can test it, make sure that we absorbed everything. And lo and behold, we ended up just doing a quick review of chapter 2, did all the notes for chapter 3, which is talking about the business side of Estiology. If you want to start your own spa business, things that you should be aware of, like how much space is required for each esthetician. You're probably, you could probably start off as one just by yourself, but if you want to have staff, if you want to expand, how much room you're going to need, if there are state regulations for a space for each esthetician, sole proprietorship, partnership, corporations, franchise, stockholders, shareholders, just all of that. It's so much information, and even resources about how you can get a small business loan and all of that. It was a lot of information. A lot of stuff that I don't know. I have my own small business, but I've never dealt with LLC, never applied for a small business loan, none of that. But we did talk about, profit margins, projections, net worth, how you figure all that out, what's an asset, what's a liability, all those important, money decision facts and things that you need to know before you even start with the business plan, things that you need to know if you want to start your own spa business. And it's a lot. That's one reason why, me personally, even when I started, it's like, no, I don't want to own my own business. I have my small business right now, but when I graduate, I want to work in a spa. There were people on day one where they're like, I want to own my own spa. When I graduate, I'm going to have it all set up. And there are people who right now are looking at partnerships, and that's really great, and collaborating. I love it. It's awesome. But now people who are like, oh, I'm going to own my own med spa. It's like, hold on. There's a little bit more certification that you need. And here's just a little pinch of some stuff that you need to know as a big time business owner, because it really, there's a lot involved. It's more than just making a Facebook page and collecting people's money. There's Social Security, there's taxes, there's workers' comp, there is, what's another one? Workers' comp, Social Security, income tax, sales tax, malpractice insurance, just a whole lot that you don't think about. It's a lot. It's just a lot. And so even just going over the chapters, just like having to remember all these terms and what's what, how does this fit into there. We ended up taking the chapter test for chapters 2.1 and 2.2, which is just talking about what was chapter 2.2 and 2.1. That was like kind of how branding works and social media and all that, which I got a 95 and 97 on. And then the business big old chapter 3 test, 100%. So I was just like, that's kind of ironic how I got 100% on the big stuff, but the stuff that I deal with on a daily basis with my small business, a little kick to the ego there. And then for the rest of the evening, we watched a webinar. Oh, sorry, cats are moving around. We watched a webinar talking about social media and your business, how it really is, word of mouth is like the best referral system. It's the best advertisement, and it's totally free. But social media is major, especially in today's world with social distancing and whatnot. And we ended up recommending to each other, oh, here's some estheticians, some makeup artists to follow on Instagram for inspiration. People you don't want to copy, but you can be inspired by, to share your skills, your trade, and whatnot. So tomorrow and this was all virtual today. Tomorrow we are on campus, as well as Friday and Saturday. We are doing our model test out on Friday and Saturday, but we did get told about, there is actually a written test that you have to do as well. We were all blindsided by it, and we're just like, oh my gosh, like, because then we realized, like, wait, we have done every single chapter in our book. We were almost out of theory, y'all. There is no more chapters for us to study. This is it. And it's just like, wait a second, there's a written test. Like, some of us started getting like test anxiety. And the test isn't even here yet. But it's like, yes, there's going to be 100 questions, multiple choice, and it's, taken from each little chapter, stuff that y'all already know. The way that we're all testing, it's just like, y'all know this stuff, y'all are going to pass. And I mean, we're all putting it out there that we are all going to ace not only our test out, which is next week, not this week, but next week. The big scary test out where you cannot have your notes is next week, and I'll update y'all on that when we get closer. But our model test out, we're able to have our notes and our timers and whatnot, but we're still a little nervous. But we're putting it out there that we're all graduating. We're all going to graduate from theory and move up to the clinic. However, there is a Kahoot quiz that helps with the intro final, is what it's called. I will link that down in the description or in the comments. Which Kahoot, I've praised the workbook a lot, how it helps you study, but I think these two Kahoot quizzes will help kind of ease the stress and anxiety of this upcoming test. I actually did the first half shortly after dinner while watching BattleBots with my family, and let's say I did pretty decent. Wasn't 100%, but it was passing. A passing grade is 80% or higher, but you know me, I'm going to aim for 90 or higher, fingers crossed for 100%. So that is it for the end of Wednesday. I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up, get dressed, get ready, and all my stuff is drying right now. I've washed and sanitized all my tools. They are downstairs in the kitchen. I will pack that up, eat breakfast, get my child dressed, and then off to my race. So I will see y'all tomorrow, end of day, with updates to let you know how everything goes. Okay, y'all, it's Friday, and this is like the second time I'm trying to record this without ranting and just mumbo jumboing. So let's try this again. It is Friday morning, and no recording from Thursday end of day, like I said, because it was just a lot. We were all stressing out, trying to study for the test, and we actually practiced on each other doing the 60-minute back treatment and the 60-minute facial. I was partnered up with Nadia, and it was amazing. We both, both of us being the way that we are, we're very like in our head. I think that's one reason why I love working with Nadia, because at the end of the service, she's writing like all this stuff. Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. Me, and I'm just like, I didn't do this. I need to remember that next time. Excuse me. But Nadia performed a really great service on me. The back treatment, the back facial was so relaxing. She gave me a foot massage, and she's like, oh, I could tell you're a dancer. That's something that she and I bonded over, is dancing. I think, it's awesome. All these girls that we trade dance stories about. But she's like, oh, I could tell you're a dancer. Your feet are just like great. And I'm like, thank you. And then when I was giving her a foot massage, I'm like, I find that dancers give the best foot massage because it's like, we really go in there, we're not scared, and we're not afraid to apply pressure. And she's like, yes. And it's just something funny. But Nadia did the back treatment on me. It was really nice. She was really light with the massage, and it was just really, really, really great. And then she did a normal to dry facial on me. I will say, she did do, I think it was 2 extractions on my back, which I can't see my back, but I know she took good care of me, and nothing painful, nothing major, so it's all good. She did the normal to dry facial on me, and I had to stop myself from touching my face, because I'm like, it just feels so good. It feels so good. It's like, wait, I shouldn't be doing this after a facial. But then flipped around and I performed the back treatment and a facial on Nadia. Back treatment, I think I did pretty well. I need to spend a little bit more time on the actual back massage. I didn't want to do too much on her back because there is a little salt exfoliation, and there was a little irritation on her back, and I didn't want to be aggressive. I didn't want to cause her pain, but I think I could have spent a little bit more time actually massage and treating her back a little better. But she said it was great. And then flipped her over for a facial. During her consultation, it was, I figured she would want a normal to oily facial because that's her main concern, is that her skin is so oily. And the thing with a consultation is it doesn't matter if you're doing a facial or if you're doing a full body treatment and facial, whatever. You need to get all that information at once, because once that person's on your table, you're not going to ask them any more questions about, let's analyze your body. How are you feeling? How do you want to feel after the service? Any concerns? No. When they're on that table, it's time for them to relax, which another thing about Nadia and I is like, I'll lay there and I'm like, okay, the next step, if I'm doing this, what's the next step I'm going to do? Nadia's analyzing as well. And it's just, I had to keep telling her, Nadia, I'm taking care of you. Relax. You need to relax. You're on my table. It was really great. And a couple of laughing moments, like my thumb locked up when I was closing her back treatment. I'm like, all right, Nadia, we're coming to the end of your, oh, Jesus! Because my thumb locked up while I was trying to open up the cooling oil. And I was like, I'm way too young. I don't want to meet Jesus yet. I don't want there to be an end to my Jesus. It's just like, no, I'm so sorry. So the fact that we're able to, everyone in the room, like, we can all laugh and joke with each other like that. But now I lost my train of thought because I just thought of that funny moment. But yeah, after flipped her over and then started the cleansing of the skin and then doing her skin analysis. Oh yeah, when you're now remember, go back to consultation. You need to get all that information while you're doing the foot bath and while you're doing the body scan. Are there any problems that do you feel stressed? Is there a certain area that you want to pay attention to, like your neck and shoulders, your feet, your arms and hands, or maybe even your shoulders? And you want to ask about medication, or if they're taking anything, because when they ask me, oh, do you take any medication? Well, I'm a diabetic, I take insulin, but I'm also on birth control and I take a daily vitamin. So my skin's going to react differently than someone who doesn't take medication, or someone who does take medication, same stuff as me, but their skin's different than mine. Because if someone is taking Accutane, retinol, Retin-A, anything prescribed by a doctor or a dermatologist, it can affect the way the skin reacts to products. So Nadia, she takes hydrocortisone for her face. Her face is a little sensitive. So after analyzing her skin, I noticed, it's red here, and, in the normal areas where you would expect oiliness. But when Ms. Heather, an instructor, an educator, will always come by with a skin analysis before we perform any facial on any guest. And going in, I'm like, okay, we're going to be doing a normal to oily. But then upon skin analysis, just after cleansing, toning, and moisturizing her face, her skin was already reacting. And so upon Ms. Heather's suggestion, she's like, we check for texture, tone, texture, and temperature. And she's like, you know what? Let's not do the oily. Let's, do a normal to sensitive facial on her. Which, okay, yeah, I can do that. And then I was able to fix the facial to fit Nadia's needs, because last week when we did the dual exfoliation, her face reacted to the hydrating mask. So that took out a whole 12 minutes of the protocol. And I'm like, well, Miss Heather, let's not, she reacted to this. So can we just take this face mask out, skip it? I won't, cut 12 minutes from her service, but could I do, like, she said that her feet hurt. She would like to focus on a foot massage. Can I spend that 12 minutes and give a little extra treatment to her foot massage? And she's like, yeah, do that. You can totally do that. Which I thought was really, really great, because not every service is going to be the same. Not every guest is going to be the same. So the fact that we're able to I don't want to say compensate, but that we can adjust the protocols to fit customers, that's the best thing. So with it being Friday, we have the first round of models. I am partnered up with Lexi. I don't know who she's bringing in, but Lexi's going to be performing the service. I'm going to be her partner, which means that I'm going to be like working behind the scenes, getting the foot bath ready, getting her products ready, and supplies and everything. She is, you know, she's taking care of her client, and I'm her support. So anything that Lexi needs, I'm going to be there. And I think this afternoon is when I'll be taking the 100 question test. I don't know. We shall see, and I will update y'all at the end of the day. But before I cut this video, we are saying goodbye to Lisa, y'all. I'm turning Lisa in because as much as, you know, I kind of fought myself on this. You know, I'll keep here, Lisa. Let's cuddle while I do this, okay? I'll hold you because I haven't treated you so well. Lisa was, you know, she was good to practice while we were doing Zoom chats and learning how to do the cleansing manipulations. Now I got people driving up looking at me like I'm weird with Lisa. But she was really great for the first couple of weeks when we were actually like learning the massage techniques and cleansing manipulations and all of that. I'm kind of sad to see her go because I was planning on using her to show some of these techniques that I've learned. But you know what? I think I will just have to, you know, ask for one of my sisters or my mom to be a model for my videos. If that's something that y'all would like, if you would like to see some ways to cleanse your face and like some lymphatic drainage massage techniques to help with sinus, puffy eyes, or anything. If those are some videos that y'all would like, please let me know in the comments, because I think that would be really, really great. It's one thing to just sit and talk, but to actually like show like, okay, you know, lymphatic drain, let's get the water wheel going, and right here, and pressure points, blah. But yeah, kind of sad to see Lisa go, but I much prefer practicing on real people, because when you press water into the skin, it'll actually soak up instead of just dripping all over the place. And I feel like actually demonstrating on someone, it's not wasting product. I mean, it's not wasting product if you were practicing to better your technique or actually learning how to do something, but I'd much rather, you know, use my face wash and use my products on real people and help them and demonstrate a little 2-for-1 instead of just wasting. So I hope y'all weren't too creeped out by her. She does not have any clothes on, so I'm trying to, you know, keep her PG for videos. But Liza, you were great, but it's on to the next big adventure of Esteology. Yep. So, all right, y'all, let's get this day started and go check in for class, and I will update y'all. Hey, y'all, it is Monday evening, and time to kind of catch y'all up on what happened on Friday and Saturday. So Friday and Saturday were our model days. This is just a kind of a warm-up for what we will be tested on next week for testing out of theory and going up to clinicals. Started the morning off, my partner Lexi, she had her friend come over, and I was, you know, Lexi's partner. I was helping with her products and dramming and all of that, making sure that she had the stuff that she needed. Meanwhile, I was also taking photos, you know, like, hey, this will be really great for your social media and portfolio. And I also took pictures of Taylor doing her model, who was also a friend. And I was just like, oh, you know, let's get pictures of them in action and whatnot. It was really, really great. And then for the afternoon, those who did their models and their partners, we did study hall, while the other half of the class had their models and their partners. And the same thing happened on Saturday, except it was vice versa. The people who were partners, they had their models come over and blah, blah, blah. It was a little crazy for me personally because there was some miscommunication about who my model was. It was going to be a classmate's husband, but again, miscommunication, confusion, and whatnot. So I was like, I have no model. Oh my gosh. Luckily, my classmate Monique, she made a couple phone calls, and her friend Artemis showed up in 15-20 minutes just in time to be my model, and it was great. Artemis was awesome. I got to do some extractions for his back facial, which was so much fun, and then he had a normal to oily type of skin for his face, and so I did the normal to oily facial, and I was talking to him the entire time, telling him about products and all that, and he complained about his face being oily and all that, but I was like, well, especially with having oily skin, I noticed that you have a lot of clogged pores on your nose, so that's where I'm going to focus a lot of my attention, because on a man, you've got the bearded area, and of course there's going to be enlarged pores. Men naturally have larger pores and oilier skin than women. And I didn't really see any breakouts or acne in his face. Yes, his pores were a little larger on his cheekbones, but all of this was clogged up, and extracting it, just like scraping the extractor tool, was so much fun, and it was so satisfying. I was a little crunched for time and a little in my head, but I got through it. People said I did great. Miss Heather said I did a good job. And while I was bringing Artemis back to the front, doing product recommendations, for retail and all that, I was like, was there anything in particular that you really enjoyed about your service? Was there a specific face mask, because we did 2 on you? Or, did you really like the arm and foot massage? And he's like, honestly, that service was so great. I think the best part was your voice. And I'm like, aw, you so sweet. That's my customer service voice. But he's like, no, you have a really nice tone when you talk. Like, when you're talking with me right now, it's different. But while you were like, doing the service, doing the facial and everything, like, it just helped me really, really relax. And thank you for that. And I was just like, dude, you're so sweet. You're gonna go get a date tonight, and I will see you next time. Which would not mind, giving Artemis, another facial, or, massaging those arms, because those were some really, really nice arms. I had fun with my facial. I was a little stressed out because, model canceled, had to press for another model, and just really stressed out. But overall, good day. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and that is when I will be going to work bright early tomorrow, and then I will be doing a makeup class. It's my first makeup Tuesday, and I will be back on track with all my hours and on the road to graduating, or, passing and promoting up to clinic. So, it's gonna be a lot, but it's going to be good. I'm trying to think what else. I did the facial in the morning, and then the afternoon, again, we switched, and I was in study hall. Really, it was just like, it was one of those, like, the time was crawling, and I didn't have my workbook with me. Bad, Erica. But I did, do a little reading, a little self-help, and then I worked on another little certification for the Dermalogica brand. That's something that I'm working on outside of school, but I had opportunity to just, study and be productive, so took the opportunity. But yeah, that's pretty much it for week 11. Next week is week 12, halfway and testing out. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, and that 100 question test that I mentioned earlier, that is our written test that we take to test out. It wasn't something that we had to do this week, thank goodness, but we're all still kind of stressing and doing study groups and encouraging each other. So yes, we will get through this. If y'all are enjoying this vlog series, please let me know. Drop some comments down below. Do you have any questions? Are you in estiology class? Are you thinking about doing estiology or cosmetology? Please let me know in the comments, and if you have any questions, drop them down below. I will answer. And while you are at it, if you're liking this series, or if you are liking any and all of my videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click down below to subscribe, turn on those notifications because new videos are coming up. We're going to be talking about serums. We're going to be showing some lymphatic drainage system and our lymphatic drainage massages. And I'm going to see if I can get my mom or some family friends or my sisters to model while I show y'all some massage techniques for doing faces, or how you should actually be applying products on your face. You know, not just, you know, y'all are probably getting really sick and tired of seeing my face. I mean, probably not. I mean, you're here, you're on my channel. Of course, you're gonna see my face, but I would very much like to get more people into my videos, collaborating and actually like demonstrating on someone other than myself, because I can hit, you know, when I hit pressure points on myself, like, you know, it's kind of like tickling yourself where you anticipate it and it doesn't have the same kind of effect. Whereas if someone else were, you know, put their hand on my pressure point right here, I'm most likely going to relax a lot better than, you know, okay, yeah, I'm hitting the pressure point. So working on that, but very, very exciting things are coming this way. So I'm going to sign off, get ready for tomorrow, and I will see y'all back here on Wednesday. Wednesday, we are scheduled, actually all week we're scheduled on campus. Again, we got our models, round 2 of models for actual test out, and we are going to practice because we do have to do a brow wax, and we only did that one day of waxing, so we definitely need to practice on each other again. I am currently shaved on my legs and my armpits, but I do have, you know, 2 arms worth of hair that I can practice and other people can practice on if they need it. So y'all remember to take time for yourself each and every day to live, adventure, and pamper. Bye.